your aortic valve is a hunk of rock. It just doesn't open at all.
When the cardiologist told Chris that she had 2 months to live, she was shocked.
If I don't have the surgery done,
Panic came over me. I can't even imagine continuing life without her.
my valve will fail and I will die. If we chose to do the surgery here, it would cost $250,000 or more. India was a very good option for us. So I really have no choice. When I was born, I was going to be adopted. The doctor who delivered me told my mother, "Are you sure you still want her? She could be a lot of heartache because she has this heart condition." And I just knew I had a heart murmur and that I was born with it.
She's aware of having had a murmur since early childhood, and over the years the valve has become calcified.
When I was a teenager, I didn't let it slow me down much because I didn't want to be different. I was mostly scared that I would die. I'm not good with doctors. I was terrified.
I was just so afraid. She doesn't do well with medical procedures. Even doctor's visit panics her.
I was convinced I was fine because I'd had 3 echoes and nothing had changed. It's 0.7% opening and it's supposed to be 2.5. And I guess it ended up being just one little hole with the blood spurting through. Could have died any time. We don't have insurance, and they have good doctors in India. And so I figured if anything happened to me, that's probably where I'd have to go. I wouldn't be going without him. He's my rock. He's arranged everything. I mean, he researches everything daily to see exactly what we need to do. And without him, I wouldn't be going. I'd probably just have to die. I have to go halfway around the world.
In India, they can tell me right to the penny, and they don't charge you an extra dime or dollar, I should say, for an aspirin or another Band-Aid.
Completely would wipe us out if we tried to do it here.
I'm a little concerned about my best friend going so far away for such a major surgery where I can't be close to her. Not concerned about her going to India for that surgery because I'm worried about the quality of care she'll get. I'm sure she'll be in great hands and that she'll do great that way, but it's a little concerning that she'll be so far away.
I'm a little concerned about the recent terrorist attacks on Americans over there.
If I was faced with a similar situation, no, I would not go to India.
Just went into breakdown mode. She was drinking heavily and trying to cope with the situation.
Okay. Love you.
Love you too. We'll see you soon.
Anxiety. Super anxiety.
It's so scary though. I was more afraid that I would die during surgery than on my way to India. I called my kids. They were scared, and when it really sunk in, then I started getting the terror. When I knew I was going to have to go. The closer it got to the time I had to get on the plane, I started going into panic mode. I was terrified. I know I need it done. I know my heart's failing. Open heart surgery is scary. I just need to be brave.
Okay, we ready to go?
Yeah. I'm trying to be brave, but I'm not very good at brave. Tell me I'm going to be fine.
You know you're going to be fine.
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
It's open heart surgery. They're going to cut into my chest.
It's a very nice hospital.
I was very grateful that Kent could stay in the hospital with me in India because he was all I had. really appreciated in India the fact that the nurses never left my side. You know, they were very gentle and good, and Umi, she was my favorite.
They're performing here at the Mass Hospital a test that I've been trying to get Chris to take for several years. And now they've got her captive and they're performing these tests to prepare her for surgery. I think they're doing things that make a lot of sense when you think about them in providing surgery readiness. I think that being a heart and vascular hospital is going to be very reassuring. So I'm really glad that we're here. I'm just shocked that they're doing so much testing to ensure her safety. And that gives me a great deal of satisfaction. I know that her possibility of dying is higher than a typical heart valve replacement surgery.
So she was a sitting duck for an embolic stroke or an embolic event. One of the worst valves that I've seen
Was that she died in surgery.
But all of a sudden, my valve has gone downhill. I have a 0.7 centimeter opening in the valve, which should be 2.5 centimeters. And if I don't get something done, I could be dead within a year or less. We don't have insurance, and they have good doctors in India, and so I figured if anything happened to me, that's probably where I'd have to go.
The only thing is that your valve is your heart is a little weak because of this. The pumping power has come to 25%. Normally the pumping power is more than 60%. In that case, it just makes your operation a little bit more time taking and a little bit more chance of risks. Yeah, that's all.
I think there's going to be any question about going ahead with the surgery.
No, I don't
We know that it has more risk, but the doctors, cardiologist we've seen in the States said that she may have as little as 2 months left
Yeah, so that is the
if
whole
she
problem.
doesn't have the surgery.
Yeah.
He stressed the concern about her weakened heart condition. And we talked about the different types of valve replacement options that exist.
I just wanted to know about your likes, dislikes, anything in particular, if you're allergic to any food or something like that.
I don't like that green stuff.
Don't like green stuff.
No, the green stuff. The little green stuff is
Okay.
everything.
Right.
tomorrow or day after. We treat our overseas patients. We treat a lot of overseas patients. Most of them come from the Middle East, Afghanistan, the SAARC countries, Southeast Asia. We treat them as our guests. Indians are famous for their hospitality. So we don't like to take any chances with our guests. I'm going to take my time. I'm not going to be in any hurry. Ever felt tightness in your chest, just around here in the middle, especially when you walk or... No, it's just shortness of breath that limits you rather than a tightness in your chest. Now your aortic valve is a hunk of rock. It just doesn't open at all. And more serious problem is that your heart muscle is gone pretty weak now.
It's what?
Has gone pretty weak.
Oh, okay.
So
I think Christine felt that he frightened her a little bit, but Christine is feeling panic-stricken tonight. She's gets out of bed, paces for a few minutes, and then gets back in bed, and I think she's going to be that way. The nurse said that she would bring her a sedative soon. Everybody would be nervous.
Everybody would, I guess.
If you weren't normal.
I think that is good. I think it's good to be honest, because her previous cardiologist made her condition seem like a non-issue.
1 in 1,000 heart operations, those things happen. It's like you sit in a plane, you want to reach New York, but you end up in the Atlantic. So those kind of things do happen.
Chris is very emotional right now. She's getting more scared about the procedure and the possibility of not making it through it.
And then we stop your heart by injecting cardioplegic solution in it. The aorta, go in, take all the calcium and the diseased aorta valve out and measure it and replace it with a valve. There are two kinds of valves that we can use. One is made out of pyrrolite carbon, which is called the mechanical valve. Now, these valves, the advantage of these are they're designed like a Rolls-Royce. So they never fail. Mechanically, they don't fail. But, you know, in life, it's different than a car.
He stressed the concern about her weakened heart condition. If you use a mechanical valve, you have to be on lifelong medication. And I'm not sure how well Chris would respond to that.
Lifelong Coumadin or warfarin. No, I'm not trying to talk. I'm trying to be a realist, trying to tell you all the things that possibly can happen. No bioprosthetic valve lasts for that long. So the choice in your case is pretty simple. We need to put in a mechanical valve.
Is there any chance I'm going to live?
Of course you're going to live.
Okay, I like you to say that.
You'll be on a plane back home. It'll take you 3 months to get back to being Christine Hill the way you were before surgery.
She's going to have to be on medication for the rest of her life. She's a little apprehensive about that. We thought we had an option. The latest echo tests have indicated that her aortic stenosis is extreme, and that limits the type of valve we can choose to a mechanical valve. They also found damage to the aortic artery.
I was mostly scared that I would die during the surgery because I knew it was a very serious surgery. That morning it was even scarier. They were a little late coming to get me. But I didn't want it to be put off at all. I just didn't think I could handle all that fear and terror much longer. I had to get it over with.
I won't be getting a good night's sleep until she's out of surgery. Two hours into Christine's surgery, I got a call from a nurse saying that you're needed down in the operating room. And I couldn't understand why I would be needed in the operating room after only 2 hours. They told us the surgery would take 3 to 4 hours, and the only thoughts running through my head was something is wrong. So I went down to the surgical floor, was escorted into an office just outside the operating room, and was told that the surgeon would be in to talk to me in a minute. Let me tell you that was a terrifying event. All I could think of was that she died in surgery. Why in the world would a surgeon leave the operating room in the middle of surgery to tell me something? When he came in, he just wanted to inform me that they were having a difficult time getting a respirator into her, and the surgery had been delayed for 2 hours.
If you are unable to put the endotracheal tube into the trachea, the surgery can't start. And if you are not careful about it and you traumatize the vocal cords, that can be a disaster. It can be even life-threatening, because finally all of us depend on oxygen.
Calcium, there was no lining over the calcium. It was just denuded. I'm surprised why she's just a lucky person why she didn't have a stroke or something.
Is it pumping now?
Very well. Very well.
So she's okay?
She's fine.
After the surgery, during a consultation with Dr. Verdi, he told us that Christine's valve was the worst valve he had seen in his 25 years of surgery, and he was just shocked that she made it here.
He said he just knew I was dead. I have to figure out how to get my body home. He thought I was a goner. I remember waking up panicked because I couldn't move. I guess I was even when they put me under anesthetic, before I got all the way under, I was yelling, I'm going to die, I'm going to die. So I was very afraid of the surgery.
They're going to keep Chris sedated until tomorrow.
The first time I remember seeing Kent, I just opened my eyes and he was holding my hand and he told me that everything had gone very well and that I had my new valve and I was going to be all right.
It was anything but a simple valve replacement. Christine was quite sick. I think she was born with a bicuspid aortic valve. Main pumping chamber of the heart, that's the left ventricle, was very thick and beefy, and the valve was bicuspid, as was known preoperatively, but very heavily calcified.
Christine has just come out of surgery and I'm ecstatic. She's doing well. The surgery went well. She started right up. I'm just so happy. I've never had a happier day in my life.
It was last Friday, so it's been 8 days, and I feel better every day. I feel good today. Part of the reason is because I get to go out of the hospital today. But every day's an improvement. My lungs get better. I'm not as dizzy. I can walk around better. So I'm feeling a lot better every day. I'm very impressed with my surgeon, and the whole medical team was great. I have the utmost confidence in them. I'm very grateful to have them save my life, because that's what they did. I feel a little nauseous once in a while, but not so much.
Any discharge from the wound from here?
No.
No discharge. Okay. Wounds are absolutely okay. Fine. Any
This will
pain?
go away someday?
Yeah, this will go away. I think nothing more is to be said or told, and all the best to you, because you have been a good patient and there has been no complications, luckily, and that's all from our side. You are most welcome to fly off tomorrow and go home. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you very much.
All the best. Nice meeting you.
In New Delhi, it's always interesting to see how other people live and their traditions. In the Sikh temple, you have to go barefoot and cover your head. So they gave us scarves, and we were really happy to be able to go through it and see it and hear about their holy book and about their traditions. I really enjoyed it there. What we enjoyed about the Sikh temple, how open and generous they are, the Sikhs. They feed anyone that comes that's hungry.
They were making tortillas and had all kinds of food. Humayun's tomb was a large tourist area, and the tomb was on kind of on the scale of the Taj Mahal. $1 for peacock fans. That's my favorite souvenir. Experienced a lot of honesty and kindness from the people over there. I walked through areas that were extremely impoverished and never felt any concern for my safety.
The Qutb Minar was an amazing building, very, very tall. Just can't understand how they could have ever built it back that far. Actually, my daughter came to pick us up at the airport, and she brought my dogs. And so I jumped in the back seat with them, and they were all over me. Got lots of kisses. It was great to see them. I hugged them and kissed them way before my daughter. I don't know if she was insulted or not, but...
confused about this walk. Good girl.
I actually feel, I think, better almost every day. I get more interested in doing the things I used to do, cooking a little bit and cleaning a little bit. And it's probably better than I expected after open heart surgery.
You know, she's really back. I mean, and that's the most important thing from after returning from India is not only are we back home from India, but she's back home from the brink of death, as far as I'm concerned. We were so scared for those couple of weeks before her surgery that the joy is just overwhelming now that we're back home. Not only are we back home, but she's back. She's getting more healthy every day, and we have that to look forward to for months and months and months.
When we were checking out of the hospital, they took a long time, and we were to get the bill finalized, and to our happy surprise, they told Kent that they owed him back $700, which is something we never would have thought would happen in any hospital.
Showed it to some of our friends and family.
You see it?
That's really sick.
It's really sick, huh? Anyway, we got to bring her valve back home, so if we ever bury her, we can bury her with this too.
Oh, shut up. Got a new lease on life. We're having a good time, doing quite a bit of traveling. We went to California, we're going on this cruise, and then we're going to Vegas. And after that, we'll go to Flaming Gorge on the boat. And I feel like hiking around, doing a lot of things I didn't used to want to do for several years now. When I think back from the diagnosis to now, I think the most remarkable thing is just the way I feel now compared to the way I felt before. It wasn't nearly as bad as I imagined. It was not fun. I think they did a great job, and to wake up and know I was alive and doing okay and getting better every day, now I feel great. I feel better than I have for 10 years.
We appreciate every day more than we ever have. Every day is important to us now. For those 2 weeks, I was just so afraid of losing her.
Since I've been to India and had this good experience, I'm not afraid of not having health insurance anymore. For a while, when you lose your health insurance, you're afraid you might get sick, but now we have an option. I feel good about our lives and not having insurance. We're closer since the surgery because we both know how close it came to being that I wouldn't be here anymore. We're really enjoying life. The doctor that read the echocardiogram said it's so bad, he said I would have to do something within 2 months because it's really, really serious condition.